Hi everyone, happy Monday. Alright, just finding you on the iPad so we can see. Hi Carrie. So I've got a few things that I wanted to show you tonight, so I thought I would actually show my face because I haven't done that for a little while. There we go. Hi Megan, happy birthday. Hi Glenda. All right, this is a bit close. I might just put me down a little bit. Hi Helen. Right, I haven't done it in looking at me for a long time, so. All right, ladies. So we've got a few things to discuss and show you tonight before I start crafting. Thought, oh, there's a big bug in here. Hope everyone had a lovely weekend. I had fun on stage, and I made this with some brand new product that's coming. And this. Oh, finally, Glenda. That's the second time trying to post them. Hi, Liz. So I made this. And then this one. Whoops. So that was with some brand new products. So this is a brand new set. Hi, Debbie. That is going to be available in the January to June catalogue coming out. And it has some dies that go with it. So the dies cut out this floral image and this floral image. And these little flowery bits, like leafy bits as well. So, whoops. Because I attended on stage over the weekend, which is a demonstrator only event. Thanks for sharing. Hi, Odette. I had the opportunity to purchase some product early. And this is the die. So you've got some florally leafy bits and then plus the image. I need to put them on a magnetic sheet so they don't fall, but I've only just played with them. So yes, that's very pretty, and it's flowers, and I still bought it because I quite like it. It's not too floral. I actually really liked the sentiments in this. So that, and then another brand new set that is coming is this set, In the Moment. So I got this a few weeks ago because if you purchase the swag bag as part of the onstage kit, we got a free stamp set as part of that, but I didn't show it because some people hadn't received their swag bags. But now the event's finished, I am happy to show it. So I really like that. And then some other new product we were able to purchase for the event is this paper. So it's the paper that goes with, it's called a Heart and Home. So it goes with that first die set that I showed, because this is a suite. So there's different papers. So it's Misty Moonlight, Cinnamon Cider, and Garden Green. And I know I've got a couple of customers that are bee lovers. Hi, Kerry. And there's bees in this paper. Hi, Angie. It is. it actually feels like, it actually looks like you want to reach out and touch it. It feels textured and it kind of looks textured. No, it looks textured, but it doesn't feel textured. It's flat. And then on the back side of all these papers, it's all like plain wood with basic grey. Hi, Lisa. So this is amazing paper pack, because even if you don't like the flowers or the greens or anything, you've got the wood side, which is just lovely. I like how it's quite plain on the back. So you could be using this for masculine cards even though there's flowers on the back, because nobody will know. I also got some pretty grid paper. Yes, the paper I think will be quite popular, Glenda, because of the neutral aspect of it on the back. We get some pins. So these are the pins that I got. The idea is to swap them, but I never want to swap them because I don't know, like I don't know what I'm missing out on. Like I want another set to swap so that I can keep these and then swap another set type thing. So I always keep my pins. I don't swap them very often. And then I got a bag. And it's got a bee on it too. So that's pretty cool. Some notepad and some pencils. And I did get my center stage gift, and I was going to show it to you, but I've actually got my catalogs in it already and it's put away. So we got some like magazine holders that have got these like pretty papers on them. It's actually they're covered in this design, this Misty Moonlight design for the magazine holders, which is very good. And I think that's it for on stage. Let me just pop everything down because I've got a whole heap of stuff here. And some other product I could buy was this matte dots. Now I have, because I did attend, I was able to put in a order, but I didn't actually finalize my order until yesterday, so I'm hoping to have it by the end of the week. A card that I made whilst watching on stage. I've had a lot of things cut out for it, but I hadn't put it together. Is this one. So I made this. I quite like that. Where can I put that? I'm running out of room. Looks like wallpaper. It does look a bit like wallpaper. And then I got a belated birthday card. Hi, Chrissy. Thanks, Megan. So I got a belated birthday card with a belated birthday gift. And I'm not sure whether you've seen my post, but this is like a little pencil case thing that one of my team members gave me, and my team is called the Bubbly Stampers, so she's personalised it just for me. It's amazing. And she did this bag. So I love it. And it's a massive bag, like I can fit my whole head in there. So I love it. And I think that's all I've got to show you. Now everything's on the floor because I've made a mess. So we'll flip you guys around and we'll start crafting. I don't know where the camera is on this phone. It was an awesome gift, Megan, and I felt so bad because my onstage gifts were coming from overseas and they hadn't arrived, and guess what I get in the mail? Why do you put your head in there? Just because I could. just so I could show you how big it is. And my onstage gifts arrived in the post today. So I was a little bit frustrated, I can tell you. Is this... Hopefully everyone can see me. All I can see on my... There we go. Whoops. I might need to zoom out a little bit again. So, the lucky door prize from last week is Angie. So congratulations, Angie. So to get in the draw for my lucky door prize for this week, please tell me that your aircon is not on in the background. Yes, my aircon is on in the background because it is hot and has been hot all day. Although I lasted until about 2 o'clock before I turned it on. So I'll pop that in the post probably in a few weeks, Angie. Yes, they did arrive today, and I really want to show you because I'm so excited. But my two recipients, two members of my team that came to on stage as well, haven't seen theirs, so I can't really show them because one of them's watching now. Hi, Christy. So tonight I am going to use the frosted gingerbread set. Oh no, Elizabeth and Angie, it's cold. Well, it's really hot here because I haven't really used this too much, and I thought I would spotlight a technique called I'll send you a picture, Megan, after the video. I was gonna spotlight a technique called Bokeh technique because I saw this set on Pinterest by like another company so it's nothing to do with Stampin' Up, and I really liked the card and I thought I would do it. So another set, if you don't have the frosted gingerbread, it would probably work with this. So I pulled this out, but I've used this a couple of times because this is this is in the annual catalogue and it's not in the holiday catalogue. But I thought I haven't really used the frosted gingerbread, so I'm going to use that instead because it's got the snowflake in it too, and that's really what I want because I also want to use the masks, which, what are these called? The Adorning Design Decorative Masks. This coordinates with the frosted gingerbread suite. And you get, yes, I'll send you a picture too, Chrissy. You get these little dot diamond shapes. You get the stripes. This one is a bit flimsy because there's not a lot, like this mask is quite sturdy because there's not a lot of holes in it, but this one is quite flimsy, so you definitely need to take this one down, I think, and be careful which way you're sponging or putting product on because these will move easy. Yes, so, and then this one is a bit like the icing that's on the gingerbread house, a pretty pattern, and then I'm using the snowflakes because that matches my thing. So these masks are in the holiday catalogue. So what we're gonna do is start, so has anyone seen or heard of the Bokeh or Bokeh, however you say it, technique before? I did have a piece of white here that I've just misplaced because I was everything cut and ready. So what we're going to do is we are going to sponge. So I have here already opened Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, Balmy Blue, and a touch of Night of Navy. And I've got 2 blending brushes. because you don't really need a blending brush for every color, but you need a blending brush for every color family. So the purples are the blues. So did a lot of it when I taught at high school. Oh, nice. So we're going to start with, and I've just got this extra piece of paper here because I've already had dinner tonight and I've probably got oils and crap on my hands. So rather to leave fingerprints, I'm having this extra bit of paper on here. So I'm just going to always start off on your scrap paper. I was actually going to use another piece, but I am really running out of room. And we just sponge around. So each time you do a background, it's obviously going to be slightly different to your previous one, because when you're sponging, you're not going to get the same effect every time, or using your blending brushes. Now, because I want to blend the colors, you can see a little bit that I've got some of this dark blue, so the Night of Navy, already coming in to the color here. I don't actually mind that because I'm going to blend all the colors later. But if you don't want that, you need to make sure you've got a clean piece of paper underneath your work surface, so you're not bringing the other color into this work surface. If you're not going to blend other colors. Okay, so you need to just be a bit mindful of the scrap paper that you're using underneath. So I've done all the edges in the Fresh Freesia. Now, when you put Fresh Freesia against Highland Heather, the Fresh Freesia looks quite pink. But that's okay. All right, so then I'm gonna get the Highland Heather. I'm using the same brush because it's, you know, pinks and purples. It's more purples. And I kind of want a decent amount in there. My wrist is actually a bit sore because I've already done two other examples of this, because with the Bokeh technique, or Bokeh, however you say it, you kind of need to let them dry in between. So I have got one I prepared earlier, but now this is the third one that I'm doing. It's my wrist is actually getting a little bit sore. All right, so the pink, or the Fresh Freesia, is more in the middle. I've got the Highland Heather on the outside. Now I'm going to go with Balmy Blue. I always find you start with your lighter colors first. Tap off the side. Just bring that in. I do like these colors together. Oh. So I'm going to show two different ways of doing it. If we do it the second way, it's not really the Bokeh technique, but the Bokeh technique can get a little bit messy. And then, so once we've got the blue, sorry, I was on the phone, what colors are you using? Fresh Freesia Highland Heather, and then I've got Balmy Blue, which I've just finished with. And now I'm just going in just on the edges. Now I'm not putting very much at all on the Night of Navy. Here, oh, I've got some on my surface here. That's why I have scrap paper to not do that. So just doing Night of Navy, but just a tiny, tiny bit. Just to get a little bit of a border. Oh, that bit went a bit too much, but and then okay, so that is our piece there. Now, what you do need to do, we are going to, I'm going to throw that in the bin because I think we're done with this, and I've used the front and back of that. What we do need to do, get rid of that on there, is I'm going to heat emboss the sentiment. So you need to make sure, I was going to close those inks, but we'll need them a bit later. You need to make sure that all your ink is dry, otherwise you're going to end up with a hot mess when you go to emboss, because everything's still going to stick to it because this is still a bit wet. So here's one I prepared earlier. We're just going to pop that away, and you can see they're slightly different. They're not the same. They've still used the same colors and everything, but with blending you're going to get a slightly different image all the time. So this one, now I still do use an embossing buddy. We don't sell this anymore, but it's like an anti-static pillow, and so you just get a much better result with by using that. And I have my silver embossing powder. Now, Stampin' Up used to be blue packaging, then it went to the green packaging, and now it's the black packaging. And so I've had this silver embossing powder forever and a day. So you don't ever really use too much of it. Now I'm using the sentiment Happy Holidays from Frosted Gingerbread. We've got You're the Icing to My Gingerbread, Happy Holidays, Sending You Peppermint Kisses, and Wishing You a Merry Christmas. So I'm going to use Happy Holidays. And we stamp in Versamark, and where is my... Because this is a photopolymer set, you will want to have your pierce mat. Now stamp down in the bottom right hand corner. And get rid of that pierce mat so that I can then stick that on. And I am going to turn my heat tool on. Do have that here. And it's like magic. Having internet, you do that so neatly, I end up with powder everywhere. Ah, thanks. So I've embossed that with the Happy Holidays in silver. And then what the idea is that you get your stencil. Nice pink heat tool. Oh, my mother-in-law bought this for me for my birthday one year. It was on my wish list. So yes, it was a gift from her. Because prior to that, I was using my husband's heat tool from the shed, and I set things alight because the heat tool in Bunnings is not designed for paper crafts, people. It does not have heat control settings at all, and it sets things alight. So after that incident, she bought me a heat tool for my birthday. Angie, I used to live in Melbourne, but we have come to Queensland at the end of June for a funeral. We have been on the Gold Coast ever since, and I have to tell you that where I lived in Sydney before. Here on the coast every day. Yes, it is a bit hot up here. So I've got the Craft stamping pad, which is Whisper White. When you buy this, it comes uninked, which is the yellow underneath it. You can see white where I've tried to ink it. So you get, when you buy this ink pad, this comes uninked and you get the re-inker with it. They had a lot of issues with this leaking and things like that. So that's why they provide the re-inker and we do it ourselves. For this technique, you don't actually want a lot of ink. So I've just kind of add ink to the pad, but it does seem to dry out quite quickly on here. Maybe it's just Queensland weather or not. But if I am wanting white for another reason, I will just put this, because it's quite thick, onto my block and use my clear block as a ink pad. But I don't want a lot of ink, so that's right. Now I am trying to line up this stencil where I want. Now it does, because we've already embossed the image, it does get a bit lumpy and bumpy down here, but you can just hold. This is going to get noisy. Let me just shut that up. You can just hold your stencil in place and then you just dab this on. Now you don't have to do every snowflake that's on the template if you don't, like on the stencil, if you don't want, but I am Gympie's near the Sunshine Coast, Heidi. So you just keep dabbing this on. And you could tape this stencil down if you wanted to, or if you were scared that you were gonna move it. I'm pretty sturdy, so I don't usually move things too much. Now that I've said that, I'll probably move this and make a mess, but just keep going. Now I want to purposely leave out, like not have any of this stuff, of the white bokeh technique near the sentiment. So I'm gonna stop at this snowflake. Now this doesn't really have to be perfect, because that's the whole idea of this technique. Now, as I said, this is a version of it. There is plenty of other ways, and most people use circle dots and stuff, but thought this is just a bit different. I'm going to just do a bit down here as well. Okay, so when you're done, you need to clean your mask pretty quickly, okay? Because this craft ink is permanent. So, and then this is the result that you get, which is quite pretty. But I'm just going to race to clean my mask. So hang on 1 second. All right, and I've just cleaned that with water, okay? So that's clean, and I've dried it with a tea towel because I want to show something else. But now this white craft ink takes forever to dry, okay? You can't touch it straight away. So I've dried another one with a heat tool. This is one I've prepared earlier. And as it dries, it does get a bit faded, a bit more faded. But you can see it kind of mixes with some of the colors and makes the blue a bit lighter on the one that I prepared earlier. Yes, at least overnight. So even with the heat tool, when I touched this earlier, I still ended up with a bit of white on my hands. So I thought another technique that we could try was with this one that I did earlier. Now I haven't embossed the image on this one yet, but if we get this mask, and you can get a similar effect, it's a little bit different. I've got another dauber, and this time I'm daubing with Balmy Blue, and you could get your blending brush if you wanted to as well. I know, can you believe it, Megan? I have done so much work, so much prep today. This is so not normally like me at all. So you can get your blending brush and it'll be a bit quicker than your dauber. Try not to move. You could change the colors up if you wanted. I'm just going to stick with the Balmy Blue though. But you could do each snowflake a bit different. And then just gonna finish off this one here. All right, and that gives you the same technique. This, you still need to clean your mask off, but it's not as imperative that it happens straight away because it's water-based ink rather than permanent ink. And then you can emboss your image, emboss your sentiment. Now what, I'm going to close up these ink pads now. Why I'm embossing my image is because with these dies, I wanted to showcase the dies really well. You have got, let me show you. Did I use shimmery cardstock? No, just normal basic white cardstock. With these dies, you've got, here's the other one Kerry with just the craft ink. So it's a bit lighter and it's a bit not as effective, but this is true Bokeh, although usually Bokeh is just in plain circles. But this is my take on it to give you something a bit different. With these dies, you've got the outline die plus the inside die. Now the design, it's designed to be gingerbread, like gingerbread biscuits. So this is the biscuit and this is the icing layer. So that's what this is all about. But I wanted to show you don't need to have gingerbreads. And so I've cut these out in the freezer, in the fresh freezer for the outline die, and then silver foil for the insert. So I kind of want to have them on like that and then still have the sentiment. So I need to do the sentiment on that one. Now that I've done that third one, I'll need to cut some more of these, because I only cut 4 of these. So we are going to pop this up, and I think that I bought that set for the bells for wedding cards. Oh, that's a good idea, Kerry. We don't often have too many bells in the set, so that's a great idea. Oh, of course, I knew I was going to run out. Knew it. I even have a refill sitting on my desk because I'm like, I know that's going to run out on camera tonight. I do like blues and purples together. They just go so well. So that's all gummed up there. Let's get rid of that while we've got this open. Line up the holes. And that can go on that. Hopefully get it off my finger. And in the bin. On the fresh freezer cardstock. Now you could change, the color of this would change obviously with the background cardstock that you use. So even if you used the balmy blue or the night of navy or even the gorgeous grape, it would pull those colors because we've got all those colors on here. It would just be a different effect. Oh, come on. And then we are adhering this one. All right, and then that goes on there. And then I thought we would pop these up. And we might use mini dimensionals. Where's my take my pick tool? I don't have GG. Lucky there is a sale starting tomorrow. Yes. So good reminding me, Megan. Thank you. So tomorrow, from the 16th to the 18th, there is a sale on 10% off cardstock, 15% off ink pads, and 20% off selected dies. I've shared all the details on my page earlier today. That list the details. I already have a couple of customer orders that I'm combining to combine postage, and the ladies will then pick up from me. So if you want to go in on that, let me know and I can add you to the order. If not, you can order online, and please make sure if you do use the host code. From what time can you start placing orders? I would say from 11 o'clock tonight, Queensland time. Kerry? I'll have to watch the replay. Had a Zoom meeting. Oh, Anita, I know. I so wanted to watch that. I didn't realise it was the same time. So we're just going to take these off. And I am going to stock up on some cardstock that I need. I went through my cupboard this afternoon of some cardstock that I need. So even as demos, it's a great time to be stocking up. They don't usually have so many things on sale, so it's awesome. Oh, nice. Thanks, Anita. So I think I've got that one. And you did say the 2 days, 16th to the 18th. Yes, it does go for the 2 days. Although there are some things that are on low inventory already because of the global shipping crisis that everyone's having. So I would suggest getting in early, because once there's so many orders on items that are low in stock, they turn the ordering off. So I would suggest getting in as early as possible. Right, so we've got this one. We've got this one, which I did wishing you a Merry Christmas instead. I don't have a backing for that, and I am going to finish this one so we can finish this tonight. And we're going to add I think I'm going to do wishing you a Merry Christmas again, because you're the icing to my gingerbread. I kind of think you need to have gingerbread cookies for that, so they need to be brown. So we're going to get the embossing buddy, because I think that's dry now. That's one good thing about using this ink, because I've not used the heat tool or anything on this, and that ink is dry. Whereas with the white craft ink, the card that we made up, I used a heat tool earlier, and it's still a bit wet. This looks good done with bleach too. I've done bleach in a class a few years ago, but I had quite a few asthmatics in the class, and in an enclosed space, it wasn't good. So I've avoided that again, but we did it in and had a blast, and it looks great. But I think you've just got to be careful of your audience with the bleach, and make sure you're in a well ventilated area and know who your participants are. So I'm going to get my heat tool again and heat this up. And then just make sure that that's not still tacky. Yeah, we painted it on too, Angie, just with a tiny paintbrush, and had a little cup in front of us with it. That way we could control it a bit better, but it was still quite fumey. So just have to be mindful. All right, going to fold this card base. and stick this one on. So this card would be nice on its own and just be like a 2-layer card type thing. Oh, that's a good idea with the old aqua painters, Chrissy. But I do like the little bit of popping the snowflakes up. I think this is the longest bit of the card here, putting all these dimensionals on so that your snowflakes don't sink. You could pop your sentiment up too if you wanted to pop that up and give that a bit more dimension, or add some ribbon. I don't even know that I'm going to add bling onto these cards. I quite like them the way they are with the silver foil, but I do struggle not adding bling, so I might go back and add just some of the basic rhinestones after. And take these backings off. And that one can go there. A card isn't finished without bling. Yep. All right, and then we can add this one down here where it's got a bit blank space. Get rid of these dimensional backings. And they are our 2 finished cards. Well, 90% finished. I'll probably add bling. And then we've got this other background here, which I will turn into a card, and that's drying as that white ink is drying, especially with the lighter bit of the color here. You can't really see that snowflake too much there, so I would probably cover that with one of these pop-ups here. But the white shows up better on the darker colors. So where it's a bit light in the middle is probably where I would stick those pop-ups, just to cover that bit to make it not look so bad. So it's a fun technique. And I always try and find uses for this Whisper White ink, craft ink. So I used a dauber as well, plus that, just to get it on there. I used the blending brushes, the ink pads, and then the masks. You can use any mask you want. And if you don't have a mask that Stampin' Up's got, or you don't have a mask that you like, and you want to create your own, you can create your own with the die cuts. So even with this die cut, did I stick these back in here? If you got a piece of no, you wouldn't be able to do it with this one, but you would be able to do it with these ones, because these are, there's some of the dies in here that only cut out the outline shapes. So if you cut out a few of these die cuts on a piece of Whisper White, or a thick Whisper White, then you can create your own mask and use it over and over again for a while. What's that, Kerry? Vicky, how would the white ink go with heat embossing powder, as it takes longer to dry? That's why I do the embossing before I do the white ink. Is that what you're asking, Kerry? So I make sure I do the heat embossing and make sure all that's done before I add the white ink. So all I've done since doing the white ink is add these on and stick it down. you could do it with a Post-it note sheet. Yeah, I've been trying to find, I got another pad of Post-it notes because you could do the same thing and you cut the die cuts out of Post-it note, but I've been trying to find the Post-it notes that are sticky all over. No, use the white ink instead of Versamark. It would take a long time to dry, and I don't know how it would heat up, Kerry. I haven't tried it. It's because it's a really thick ink. Yes, you can use the craft ink instead of Versamark. Yeah. My only concern would be, because it's quite a thick ink, if you've got a sentiment that, like with the Merry Christmas, it's not too bad because it's spaced out. But with the wishing, sometimes with the thicker inks, or if you push too hard on your stamp, you'll get all mush. It won't be a crisper image. So I think I'd be mindful of that, just because I push a little hard sometimes. But thanks for that, Kerry. So hopefully you ladies enjoyed that, learnt something new. I think you can get the Post-its at Woolies. They're not cheap though. Yeah, I'm looking for the Post-its that are sticky all over. So, because that's what you kind of need for this thing, because you cut out your die cut pieces and then stick them down. But if they're not sticky all over, you'll have curling edges and stuff. Sell the Post-it notes on a roll. I think I saw the other day, or maybe it was Kohl's sticky stuff. You can put it on paper that acts like the stuff they use Post-it notes. So you can put it whatever size you want. I might have to check out Kohl's. See, I do my groceries online, so I don't actually go up and down the shopping aisles. So I never see any of this stuff. But thanks, ladies. I'll go have a look at Kohl's. Thank you for joining me tonight, and hope to see you next week. Bye.